Welcome to the USCA AC National Championships, Association Croquet, held at the National Croquet Center in West Palm Beach in March of 2025. Your tournament director is Doug Grimsley. This is a sponsored USCA event, and newly elected President Beverly Carno invites you to check out the website, sign up, and join us on the lawn. Our appreciation goes out to Chris Barley, a longtime channel sponsor, and to Stuart Preston, who is sponsoring the editing. Our exclusive equipment sponsor is Don Oakley in the Croquet store, who can provide anything anybody needs to play this game at club, championship level, 9-wicket through association and golf croquet. Check out his website. And now we head to Florida, the home of countless croquet facilities, all the way from Jacksonville to north down to West Palm and Sarasota, where in Venice, the Sarasota County Croquet Club is the biggest public club in the country. The National Croquet Center in West Palm Beach is the center of it all, located just south of the Palm Beach International Airport, providing easy access. The club has 12 lawns and a fabulous clubhouse. The lawns are numbered 1, 2, and 3, which are lighted, and then 4 and 5, followed by 6 and 7, which are the show courts in front of the clubhouse, and then 8, and then 9 through 12 over on the north side of the club. Those courts in the lowlands on the far east side are where 9-wicket gets played and will be the site of future expansion before too long. And now, early in the morning on court 6, we have David Druiett against Robert Fletcher. Another Antipodal match, since Canada and Australia are relative antipodes.
Suspense.
Robert, of course, is world's number 1 in AC and golf croquet. He and his brothers destroyed the field in January in golf croquet, and he is putting on a clinic here this week. David Druiett is a good friend from Ontario, whom I met many years ago. He is a USCA member who plays down here a lot, and he's been a very good friend of the channel, generating all kinds of constructive criticism, especially when we do live streams. Standard east boundary opening south of hoop 4. And in passing the silhouette of your intrepid videographer, John Graney, who's here to catch the whole tournament. That's the only screen time he gets. And now the clinic I mentioned. I don't think we have this on video before now. You think he's going to corner 2, don't you? But no, it's a Duffer Tice. Not because it's dumb, because it's named after Duff Matthews, one of the Irish terrors that dominated croquet in the British Isles in the first 20 years of the 20th century. The point is, if opponent shoots at it hard and misses, they end up on A-block, giving away a break in 4th turn. If they trickle at it, then they leave a double target if they miss. So the vast majority of the time it gets ignored in 3rd turn. And then in 4th turn, he can shoot at his Tice and try to get something going. There's all kinds of stuff written about this. One of the more concise sources of information is, again, Patty Chapman's new website, croquetdev.com. He has a whole section on the Duffer Tice and appropriate responses. Blue went out pretty close to black. I think Robert's looking to see when he marks blue back in whether that double is a better target than the Tice. which is at about 10 yards. I think for break building possibilities, hitting the ties first makes the most sense. I think it was Danny Honeycutt who told me to put the Duffers ties up next to the hoop so it's not easily rushable to hoop one in case the opponent gets in. And of course, not only did he hit it, but he knocked it over toward the opponent ball, so his takeoff to those will be easier. And the clinic continues. If he leaves blue and black that far apart after he rotates one of them, all he can do is get behind the other one, go make hoop one, then he has to come back and pick up the other one, go use yellow to build his break, etc. If he can knock one of them out of bounds so that it gets marked in contact with the other, then he gets a 3-ball cannon, and he can get the break going from right here. He's calling David over just to make sure they agree on where the ball goes out, that spot being so important.
Just watch where the black goes out, just in case they get a count. You have the benefit of juice as well. Yeah.
So he got what he was looking for. Blue and black are in contact with each other. Now, because red is taking croquet from black, puts it in contact with black, and then blue goes anywhere in contact with black where it's not touching red. Now, it's a croquet stroke on black. It's a roquet on blue. He could smack it pretty hard. And he gets to put red back in contact with blue and take croquet from it wherever it ended up. That is how you do a mid-boundary 3-ball cannon when you're trying to start a break at hoop one. I'm not going to put up the scoreboard after each hoop. We'll just put it at the end of each break. This is such pure croquet that I don't want to distract you with that scoreboard. Besides, it's a pain in the neck to do. Some of this stuff is pretty obvious, I know, but notice how he goes for yellow, not black. That's because the rush to the hoop needs to be very precise, and that's best set up with a pivot ball. Early Pioneer for 6 because he's so close. Means he's got a 3 ball for 2 hoops, but that's not a problem. Notice how it's all drive shots and stop shots. No roll shots, no takeoffs. Somebody asked Reg Bamford once what his goal was when he was running a break like this, and he said, I never want to bend over except to place the ball like that.
I didn't see it.
Ooh, the clinic continues. This means he's going to do a mom standard leave. Oh, my goodness. This is Matthew Estick's favorite leave, but we don't see it much from anybody else. Blue's the escape ball. He'll stick black to the hoop. Look in Chris Clark's description of this in ClarkCroquet.com, and he'll give you all the criteria about where black should be. It needs to be wired from the end of B-block, not rushable to hoop 1. Needs to be able to see corner 4. And Chris will explain all those things to you. It has the disadvantage of leaving, in this case, that black ball behind, and he has to 3-ball through 2-back and 3-back. But it has the advantage of being a somewhat forcing leave. So if you care which ball your opponent plays, this can serve that purpose. That's not the reason Robert's doing it here, because both the opponent balls are for hoop 1. He's just doing it to entertain me. Now, blue needs to be wired from the end of A-block by the hoop. Needs to be rushable to hoop 1. And the hoop needs to be in the way of the backswing on blue, preventing any shot on red and yellow. And yellow's going to want to rush on red out onto the lawn, but not directly toward hoop 1, because if you do that, you give the opponent a double target from the end of A-block. And theoretically, the triple peel is easier if the opponent picks up the hoop 2 ball. So you would put the ball you want them to lift at hoop 2. Again, in this case, it makes no difference. David Druiett knows all of that, so he's not going to make it any easier for Robert Fletcher than it appears to be already. Brian Cumming did a new standard leave against Robert Fletcher a couple games ago in this series. And he brought all 4 balls to 3-back and then placed what would have been black 2, 3, 4 yards southwest of hoop 2 from over here. That's the easier way to do this. The new standard leave got named 70 years ago or more. And Wiley says that rival claimants to authorship are almost as numerous as the birthplaces of Homer. I would have loved to have dinner with that guy sometime. So, David Druitt's third shot of the game. And potentially his last. So to recap, on turn 4, Robert Fletcher hit his own Duffer Tice, ran a break to 4 back, set a mom standard leave. David Druiett missed the lift shot. And now Robert's goal is the 6th turn triple peel, and to assure that this is the last you see of David Druiett on camera. Had David lifted the black ball at hoop 2, then you would see Robert come down, pick up that black ball out of corner 4, send it to hoop 2, and try to rush blue to hoop 1 to get going. This is a little more like what happens after a missed lift shot and a diagonal spread. It also gives them the chance to send the Peely red to 4 back after hoop 1, which is nice.
I saw the 9.
And now, just as he did against Brian Cumming, he's going after that corner 4 ball that was the missed lift shot after hoop 2, not after hoop 1 in the infamous Hogan roll. This again is in Patty Chapman's chapter on triple peeling in Beyond Expert Croquet Tactics. The angles are just way more favorable after hoop 2 than after hoop 1. You get a little taste here of the symphony on Summit, the motorcycles and broken mufflers on Summit Avenue on the other side of that hedge can cause quite a racket. Here comes your clinic again. The back peel, which he's going to get to eventually, occurs when the striker ball and the peelee are for the same hoop in different directions. This, I think the best name is a positional peel. He's just doing it because he has to. But it has the advantage of putting the peelee in perfect position because the hoop kind of controls where it goes. The other common peels are straight peels, of course, Irish peels, transit peels, and the infamous posthumous peel, where nobody dies but the peeling turn. So this is the back peel, so-called because he comes through hoop 3 and then peels it back through 4 back. A posthumous peel can occur, for instance, when you're trying to finish your sextuple with a straight triple starting at 4 back. You messed it up, you have to score 4 back with your striker ball first, and then you peel 4 back. But then you're out of strokes on the peelee, so you can't get any more peels, and the peeling turn dies. A problem that keeps only a handful of players awake at night. I keep saying that hoop approaches should be drive shots, but there are exceptions, and this is one of them because he wants to go back the other direction. Tradition is to put it on this side. It really doesn't matter. Wiley even says he almost prefers it on the other side. Here, if you don't get as far as he did, you may put it out of bounds halfway down the east boundary and make it tough to go pick up red. But this is perfect. In fact, that's even where Wiley says you rush it if you have to put it on the west side of hoop 4 instead of the east side. I expected him to play for a rush on red toward Pinot, but he may not have been trying to do that. He's more interested in guaranteeing that the break continues, and he doesn't like doing takeoffs. And it's just possible that he rushed black west of red instead of east for exactly this reason. I gotta ask him. He has no problem placing the Peely for Penult from this far away because you obviously get another crack at the Peely. You don't like to place escape balls from that far away if you can help it, because the escape balls you don't get to reposition. That's Brian Hovis, your other intrepid videographer over there on court 3. I think he's playing Mike Todorovich, yeah. He did too well in this tournament to do any video work. Good for him. I think the definition of an on-time triple is that you finish with a straight peel at rover. If you can get the rover peel done earlier, it gives you some breathing room. So clinic time again. Robert's going to show you how to do a transit peel. In transit between 2 back and 3 back. And he's willing to do this because of the position of blue as a pioneer at 3 back. Usually you would like it a little bit further north than that, but let's see what happens. He may have put it a little bit to the right of the approach line just to narrow the angle so that the peel is more straightforward and it's easier to get to blue. Wiley actually says that the spin imparted to red by this split shot is the wrong direction. But the angle is so narrow it doesn't matter. So what's not to like? A Duffer Tice, mid-boundary 3-ball cannon, mom standard leave, positional peel, and a transit peel. And nary a misstep in the triple, or true clinic on how to play AC Croquet by world number 1 Robert Fletcher, who takes David Druiett 26-0 triple peel. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. So give us a like, subscribe, hit the bell. There's way more to come. Thanks always to the USCA for making this channel possible. Check out the website, sign up, and join us on the lawn. And thanks again to Chris Barley for his longtime support of the channel, to Stuart Preston for supporting the editing, and of course to our exclusive equipment sponsor, Don Oakley, who can supply everything you need to play this game, whether you're starting the game, starting a club, or trying to win a world championship.
But the way you play the game, you pushed it back. Yeah. Cooking it back down.
Yeah, which is kind of, it's what's nice about that element.
Exactly. That's what I saw. Was it? It doesn't set you off. You know. Well, now I know what to do when that happens. So. Right. Yeah. No, because you've seen it before. You've done it before.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, you want to? You're not my scheduled